Well, to be part of a project that holds such weight as 1418 Now is a really special thing, and to be honest, it scared me. It's quite a weighty subject, isn't it? And there's so many songs out there that have epitomised the futility of war and told stories of unsung heroes. And I was trying to find an angle, I guess, a place to come from that maybe had been written about slightly less than other topics. And I'm lucky enough, I come from Derby, and I'm lucky enough to live near... Hey! We got some Rams in today. So everybody else should also feel welcome. We're lucky enough to live near the National Memorial Arboretum, which is an incredible place should you get the opportunity to visit. For me, for a long time, war memorials were just bits of brass stuck onto bits of stone, and my God, the National Memorial Arboretum really puts all of that in perspective. It's an incredibly moving place with beautiful artwork and memorial each day to commemorate the servicemen and women who've given their lives in service of this country. And at the National Memorial Arboretum, in a secret wood, there is a monument to the 306 men who were shot at dawn during the First World War. And some of these men were sentenced to death for murdering a fellow soldier. And some of these men were sentenced to death for reasons such as cowardice, desertion, failing to bear arms. And there is so little written down about these men because, of course, they were dealt with during the war and people weren't keeping notes. So it's so hard to find stories of these 306 men, some of them not even men, just 16-year-old boys. And when I was researching this, I found the name of one man, a man called Robert Lovelace Barker. And the name just struck me. And I could find out very little about Robert, but Robert had deserted before and had been sentenced to death, but that sentence had been commuted for 5 years. And so, you know, he was lucky enough to be allowed to fight on and see if he could survive the 1 in 4 chance of going over the top before they'd kill him. But Robert, I deem, and I don't know because it wasn't written down in the records, but was really struggling with the traumas and the horrors that he was experiencing. And the story goes that he was told 4 times to get out of his bed and to fight. And he piled up the sandbags around his head and cried. And they said he was a coward, and his sentence was brought forward, and they shot him at dawn the next morning.